knowing how to create a brand, because and we were talking about it the other day, Ray and I. This like why isn't the music doing as well as we think it should be doing? Well, it's because we don't really have a defined like direction that we're going in. There's a lot of like different things that we're firing off all at the same time. And it's like how can people follow that if they don't know where you're going?
I'm making my noise, I see that they with me 150, cause that's what I get out of second opinion. Like, I can't keep staying here, got a place to be.
Welcome to the Musician Secrets podcast. Today I have Bradon Strok with me. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Elise.
I found your song on a playlist called Independent Artists Only, and it was really cool, so I had to just contact you and have you on the podcast. So anyone that hasn't heard of you, and just introduce yourself. Where are you from? What got you into songwriting or into rap music? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm Bradon Strok. I'm from Franklin, Massachusetts, a small town up in Massachusetts. And I got really into hip hop from listening to a lot of like Nas and like Tribe Called Quest, all the kind of like 90s stuff. So when I was like 17 or so, I started writing my own music and putting it out on like SoundCloud. I started as a SoundCloud rapper, but I think we're past that now. But yeah, I moved down to Nashville, Tennessee to study some music business at Belmont University. And I'm a junior right now, and I'm working on a lot of songwriting and stuff like that, and it's really fun.
So what was it that like sparked that initial like, okay, you know what, I need to write my own stuff, like just listening to music, isn't good enough? What made that transition for you?
Well, it was a slow transition, because I mean, I would just get super obsessive over like music and listen to it like all the time, over and over and over again. Like at some point, like this just really wasn't enough. And I don't know, I get this kind of feeling when I write music, and when I write something that I like know is good, that like it's awesome. I can't compare it to anything else. So, but yeah, slow transition. I started working with like DAWs. We were using Ableton. Me and my friend Lucas from back home. Would cook up some rap beats, and I would lay down some terrible raps on them for like a year or two, and then I started getting the hang of it. And now you hear what you hear now. So.
That's cool. What would you say is the hardest thing? Because you said it took you a while to kind of get a hang of it. What was that?
Finding things to write about. That's probably the biggest challenge. I mean, I don't always have something queued up that's worth saying. But we figure things out. I mean, I like just writing about like where I am in life, just like things that I'm feeling. Sometimes I like writing from like different perspectives and stuff, and like maybe I hear a song and I like the kind of voice that they've captured in that song, and so I sort of try to use that kind of voice for like inspiration sometimes. But I've been writing a lot of different stuff lately. It's been really cool. I'm also a multi-instrumentalist, so I don't just do the rap. I play guitar, bass, drums. I play ukulele. I play piano. Pretty much whatever. I've tried to pick up everything at some point. So that's part of what's been really fun for me. But yeah, I'm kind of straying away from the rap music sometimes, because bigger picture right now is, and the reason that I had you introduce me as Bradon Strok instead of Bstrok is because I have a lot of different stuff that I want to release, and not all of it is like captured under that alias. So yeah, I'm really excited for all that stuff.
Wow. So you said you're kind of going, from that hip hop into like other genres. How did that happen? How did that, you know, that's like going Taylor Swift going from country to, you know, pop. Like how what made you want to move away from that?
There's definitely and I mean I don't want to say I'm moving away because I am still working on all the rap stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, people are into it. I have a lot of people that are like I wouldn't say like a fan base all that much yet, but a lot of people that are constantly bugging me to drop new rap music under Bstrok. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really try to move away. It was almost like I kind of got like sick of doing the same thing for a little while. I have done that a lot in my life, just kind of done something for a while and then move on to the next thing, because I just like doing a lot of different stuff. So I kind of realized that the rap stuff wasn't coming as easily for me at a certain point. And so I kind of wanted to keep myself busy and start like working on playing guitar better, singing better, like doing all that kind of stuff. And being down in Nashville, I mean, it kind of got me into country, because I was never a country music fan before I came down here, which is crazy. And Chris Stapleton is awesome. He's kind of been like the biggest guy that I've been into with country down in Nashville, and he's kind of like a landmark down here. But yeah, he kind of got me into it a little bit, and I put together a couple songs, did a couple co-writes with some of the friends that I live with that are also artists, and people like them. I showed the demo to like a lot of people, and they're like, "Oh, we want more." So got that kind of accountability, I guess. People know about it now, so now they want the country music. So I'm going to be putting that out probably pretty soon. I mean, Ray and I are working on a 4 or 5 song EP, so that'll be so cool. Wicked excited.
That's cool. I mean, so it makes sense, you know, to when you moved to Tennessee that would kind of also influence that, right?
Yeah, I can't believe it converted me that hard.
Yeah.
That's all about that.
Yeah. I mean, would you say like that's important, like the people that you surround yourself with and like where you live and are and be, like would you say, oh, you know, not that important, or you know, it actually does make a difference?
Oh, it totally makes a difference, and especially being at Belmont University, it's crazy. There's every person that I've like lived with, been around with, been in classes with, they're all just insanely talented and unique, like different, every single one of them. And it's really cool. It's really cool to see. It's cool to work with these people because they're really just like the people you end up hanging out with.
Yeah.
And you just make music together, and it's like, wow. Some people you don't even know too. It's like you'll sit down with them and like hear them play guitar for the first time and like, blown away. Absolutely. I've gotten shamed on my guitar several times to this point. So people, because I know people that are like commercial guitar majors, so all they do is just like all day.
Yeah, they shred away. Yeah. That's insane. Yeah, I studied music as well, but in England, and I can totally relate. It's insane. Like you're just around the most talented people, and you know, it just kind of makes you feel a bit small when you're like around them, and you're like, holy moly, like this is a whole new like level. I don't even know what's going on right now. So yeah, I can relate. That's definitely very different. So how does your songwriting process, do you have one, and if so, how do you go about writing, well, any song really?
So I mean, it's a lot of the time different for me. It's not often the same. But with Know That specifically, I think it was, do you know the artist Amine?
No.
So yeah, he's a hip hop artist that's kind of like very poppy, but still like pretty like traditional like rap lyrics.
Okay.
And he had an album that came out, and I was listening to that album a lot, and so that kind of like made me get into like the pop hip hop mood, sort of. So I sat down with Ray one day, and we used to do Tuesdays 7 to 9, back in sophomore year. So we would just sit down for 2 hours and just grind out what we could, whatever. So that specific day, we put together a beat, and the drums were hitting. It was so sick, and we put a lead on there, and then like a day later, we were like, I don't really like that lead. We went and we were looking for new melodies to put over those drums, and then we've put together the one that you hear in the song. That's the dun 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 dun, and we looked at each other. We were like, yeah, that's it. That's the one. So I actually had a verse that I had already written, so I put that on the song, and we took kind of like themes from the verse that I had written previously. I think I didn't even write it to that beat. I wrote it to a different beat, and we put a chorus over it. And I got to give Ray credit for that part of the chorus, because I wrote the words, but then he was like, well, what if you like sing along with the melody and kind of like mimic that? Like, I can't keep staying here, got a place. So that's how that kind of came together. And he's an awesome producer. He really pulls it out of me. And just that just came together really nicely. So we sat on that song. For like a year and a half, maybe 2 years before even like thinking about releasing it. And everybody really loved it when we put it out. So glad we did. And Ray has it out under his name.
That is definitely it's so catchy, that the part that you said, like the vocals kind of following the production, or
yeah,
it's so catchy. And that was kind of made me reach out, because I'm like, oh, that's cool, like that's different, that's that's really cool if you have someone like that can help you, kind of guide you through that, if you have someone you can collaborate with. Especially like I know nothing about production, just like simple stuff I can just throw in Logic and kind of send a demo to someone. But that's it. Like I have no production skills, so I would love to have like work with a producer that's like, be like, you know what, we can work on that and this and that and that. So how many times did you like rewrite the lyrics then?
Rewriting the lyrics, I don't think this one came together pretty quickly. And I've noticed that a lot of like my best material, the stuff that I'm like most proud of, it comes together like really quick. It's just kind of one like streaming thought, and you just got to get it down on the page before like it goes away from you. So I think we really just put together that song after we got the new melody within like the 2 hours that we were working together, with like the lyrics and everything, and then recording it really wasn't too bad. And Ray made the vocals pop real nice, so they sound pretty. Yeah, I don't even know if I rewrote that song once. It was just kind of
there. That's perfect. Those are like the best songs though. For some reason, like the more musicians I talk to, like most of their stuff just kind of happens within like 15 to a couple of hours, and then that window of creativity kind of
yeah, I don't think I've ever written like a decent song where I sat down and went at it like several times or for like an extended period of time. It's usually just like I wrote a song on my guitar when we first moved into this house, and I just kind of like sat down in the front room and I was looking out the window and I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like I'm so grateful to be in Nashville right now and like have my own place and like be like doing like what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. And I just sat down and I like was strumming the guitar. It was pretty simple. I wrote down some words and 30, 45 minutes later, I had a song. And like, that's usually how it happens for me. It's like something gets me kind of in the mood and stream my thoughts down on the page, and it's just come together like that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. That's very cool when that happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool when that happens. It sucks when you're like, I need to write a song today, and like, my brain's like, nope, you're not gonna write a song today.
Yeah. It's harder. I think like I'm still kind of trying to train myself to like sit down and write a song. Yeah. But it's so much. It just comes so much easier when you're like inspired and you're ready to go. Like.
It's an ongoing process.
Yeah, for sure. What's your favorite part about songwriting then?
My favorite song, my favorite part about songwriting.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like I said before, it's just like when I like listen back to something and I hear it, and like, I mean, I'm always gonna pick out like little parts where I'm like, I really like that could be better, or whatever. There's like, it can always be better.
It always can, yeah.
I really just enjoy that feeling of like having like known that you created something and then hearing it and being like, that's good. So I really enjoy, I like making good music. it's fun. So for example, I guess Ray and I, the second country song that we put together, that was another one that came together in like a matter of a few hours, and we were putting together the demo at the same time that we were like writing the song. So it was all happening at the same time.
Wow.
A couple hours later, we got a demo, and we're listening back to it, and we're like, wow, this is dope. Like, I don't know, it's funny like that. Like, you just kind of sit down, do your thing for a little while, and like all of a sudden created something.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, for sure. I can relate. Yeah, it totally is. How important do you think is music business, like for independent musicians? How important is it for them to know about it?
To know about like just like the music business in general.
Yeah, like how to market their music, because this was the problem that I had, is after I finished my degree, nobody told me I was being a musician, right? Nobody taught me how to run a business. Like when you're a musician, you're a business, but nobody teaches you that.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, I think probably like the biggest thing, and I mean, this is something that I struggle with all the time, even though I'm like studying this kind of stuff, is like knowing how to create a brand. Because and we were talking about it the other day, Ray and I. Yeah. It's like, like, why isn't the music doing as well as we think it should be doing? Well, it's because we don't really have a defined like direction that we're going in. There's a lot of like different things that we're firing off all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can people follow that if they don't know where you're going? So that kind of comes all back into like developing a brand as an artist, and a lot of that is like social media, but a lot of that is just kind of consistency of brand. Consistency of songwriting. If you're putting out music under like an artist name, like I was saying earlier, I didn't want to go by Bstrok because I didn't want to just talk about the rap stuff. I want to talk about all the stuff that I'm working on right now. And that's something that's like constantly in my mind, because I don't always want to just be Bstrok, even though that's kind of like what I've started out with. I also want to release music under Bradon Strok, which is my real name, and possibly form like a country group. And we're playing around with a name. It's called 40 Ounces to High Woods. So I thought that had a nice little ring to it. So you might be hearing from that band name in a little while. But yeah, just having consistency of brand, it's super tough. Like, you gotta be really good at like just kind of nailing down like what is important that you want to like push to your listeners. And so I think that's probably one of the most important things for people that are independent artists to keep in mind, because you can have awesome music, you can have great, talented, well-written music, and you can put it out into the world and not pique anybody's interest. I mean, it's just like, it's like a formula, you know? And so That's interesting. Ray. Oh, never mind. You want to say hi?
Who's that?
This is Alise.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm
Hey,
Ray.
how are you doing?
Ooh, I'm doing okay. I gotta get ready for work. I have to work open to close today, which is not what anyone's trying to do on a Sunday.
This is the man behind it all.
Cool. What was it, Ryan?
Oh, Ray, like Ray of Sunshine.
Yeah, Ray of Sunshine. Awesome. Nice job with the production. Keep it up.
Oh, what song is this about?
Know that.
Know that. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We got some even cooler stuff coming in store.
So,
awesome.
No, you're ready.
It was really nice meeting you. I gotta get to work.
Perfect. Bye.
A little cameo from them.
Cool. Perfect. So we gotta have him in here too. Right, we'll almost done anyway. But what's like if you go to bed and you would wake up with one skill that you could do perfectly, which one would it be? Like a music related skill. It can be anything from business to songwriting to production. If you could have one skill that you could do perfectly, which one would it be?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So right now I'm taking a class called demo production. And that's something that I'm like, before I even knew I was going to take it as a class, that's something I've been like super interested in, because if I could like just produce like demos and stuff for artists, I love writing stuff for other people. Like that's one of my favorite things to do. That would be sick. So if I could wake up and be a master at demo production, I think that I would definitely take that, because I mean, I'm okay with Pro Tools. I use Ableton, all that jazz. But yeah, if I could like produce a like professional sounding demo, that would be awesome. Like by myself, no help.
That's cool. That's a cool superpower to have for sure.
Demo master.
Yeah. I have one more question, and this is not one of my questions. This is actually a question from one of my favorite podcasts that I thought is very interesting. His name is Lewis Howes. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a very inspiring guy, and he always asks this at the end of his podcast, and he says, you know, everything you've put out is gone. So all your music is gone, all your Instagram is gone for some reason, it just got all deleted, the internet is gone, whatnot. So everything you put out is gone, and this is your last day, but you have all your loved ones around you, and they're eager to listen to you, what you have to say, and you have 3 truths that you want to tell them. What would they be?
Like truths about music?
Truths, well, it can be anything, but it can, truths about music, or that you believe in, or that you've learned in your life so far that have served you well.
Okay. All right. I got one for you. Let's see. One thing that's been super evident in my life, just like going through high school and transitioning out here. I mean, I go through a lot of changes, but happiness is a choice. That's kind of a big one for me.
Are you kidding me? That's mine. It's like on my Instagram, everywhere.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Choice. Totally First agree. Sentence on my Instagram. That's funny.
Yeah, like when you're having like the worst days ever, it's like it's really just all up in your head, and you think about it for a second. You're like, it's almost kind of funny. Like, yeah, happiness is a choice. That's a big one for me. It's kind of stereotypical, but do what you love, do what you enjoy doing. What else is life about than like doing something that you can be proud of, doing something that you feel like you're good at? Like that's the best feeling in life, is chasing after that. And so yeah, it's kind of stereotypical, but like follow your dreams. For sure.
Yeah, just as important.
Nothing is too far-fetched. It really isn't. Like, we're all in this together. 3. Oh, I gotta think of something profound for this one. So I'm a big believer in just, how do I want to put this? Putting out just positive energy into the world with like every interaction that you have with other people, even if they're not sending you the most positive vibes. I think that it goes a really long way, just trying to generally be like a nice person to everybody that you meet, because you don't know like who that person is, what they could mean to you at someday. Like, I don't know. I don't think that you should like be nice in hopes of getting something as a reward. I think it's just, it feels nice to be a nice person. I don't know. But yeah, be nice to people. Follow your dreams. Happiness is a choice.
Yeah, that's good advice. Scooter Braun said that once. He said something very similar. He said that, you know, he always says hi and is always trying to be nice to people, no matter, regardless of who they are, what they do, because you never know, you know, even if they're, especially if they're being an idiot to you, you know, you don't know, they had a bad day or, you know, something going on in their life that you have nothing, you don't know anything about, right? And so, and especially I think in the music business, because it seems huge, but it's actually very a small world. And musicians talk. Really is. So if you're like, you know what, he's actually really rude and he never listens and he's, you know, cocky and, you know, then nobody wants to work with you, and that's sad to miss out on something like that.
Wise words from somebody that I met at like a professional development thing that was going on. He said Nashville is a hang town, and he says what I mean by that is that people aren't just like working with whoever fits the application, whatever. You're hanging out with the people that you're working with, or you're working with the people that you hang out with, the people that you like chilling with. It's a hang town. And I thought that was funny because some of like my closest friends are like some of the most like talented people that I know. And I was like, these are people I'm going to be working with. Like, I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool. I like it. I'd rather work with my friends than people that I don't like.
Yeah, that's really cool. Really good advice for sure. What's very, very, very last question? Where can people find you if people want to be like, you know what, it's awesome, love this? Where can they go and find you? Where are your social media platforms that you're hanging out, and Spotify and all that good stuff?
Okay, so I am Bstrok. I used to go by Bstrok Music. My name is Bradon Strok. You can find me on Instagram. It's kind of like the center hub for all my links and stuff like that. It's at Bstrok Music, which is Bstrok MUSIC. Bstrok Music, at Bstrok Music, and you can find me on there. You can find my music on all the major streaming platforms. I like to use Spotify, so you can look me up. I'm Bstrok, Bstrok, and I also have all my links in a link tree in my Instagram bio, and I think you can find my other social media pages from there too. So there's that, and then go check out Know That, which is the one that we were talking about. That it's actually released under my buddy Ray's name, so you can find him at Ray Ale on Spotify, and that's RAY space in between ALEY.
Cool, perfect. Yeah, I'll also link everything up down below so people will have no problem finding you and your music, because it's really, really good. So keep it going, keep the good work, keep it up. And I wish you all the best for the future, for sure. Can't wait to hear more, especially more of the country stuff.
Yeah, so on the way. Keep in tune. for country music, for whatever I feel like doing next, you know? We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you for listening to the Musician Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Alise Koa. I hope you got to learn something new about producing or songwriting or mental health when it comes to making music, the fears that most musicians have when making music. So everything that's behind the scenes, behind making music, you will learn it here because I am basically talking to anyone that makes music all around the world. So I have a great privilege to learn all of that, and I can't wait to share it with you all. So follow this podcast if you enjoyed what you heard today, and go and share it with somebody that you think could enjoy this episode as well, benefit and learn from it. And as always, there's more information at alisekoa.com/podcast. Talk to you soon. Bye. It's too real, green shining like new steel. Talked about it, got a new deal. Hit the stage and I'm mesmerizing. Heavy buzz, exercising, enterprising, yo, memorizing my lines. Yeah, check your eyes, I'm jeopardizing this time and place in my pressure. Starting, y'all catching on to what you were missing.